Carrie's going to tell us more in that area.
Yep, rightly said, Lisa. We do live for local here on TTT, and not only the local instrument, our national instrument, the pan, but also our local film. And as this film is related to, it is about the masked man himself, Peter Minshall. With me this morning to speak about that is Christopher Laird, who is the producer of the film itself, and the name of that film is Paradise Lost. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, thank you.
So tell us the synopsis of the film.
Well, it's really a film about the band Paradise Lost in 1976, which was Minshall's first band.
His first band.
His first band, with Stephen Leung at that time.
Right.
And through the film, Minshall commentates over the film. The film was shot by George Tang, and it's a remarkable discovery that it exists. Nobody knew it existed. He keeps it very quiet.
Right.
Ray Funk, who is, as you know, an archival person who looks into steel band, calypso, and carnival, and so on. He discovered all these films that George had shot. He used to work for TTT, actually.
Right.
But when he went on stage for Stephen Leung, he used to have the TTT camera on one side and another camera on the other side to shoot the band for Stephen. And he shot Paradise Lost. And so Minshall talks about the whole development of the band, how it came about, how he came about in terms of designing a mass band.
Right.
And then
he
he
was
talks
his very
through
first.
the band and the experience of the band, and we see the whole band cross the stage. So that's really it, but it's a very dramatic and emotional and very significant film because
of course
it's for new generations to know what carnival and mass really was like in those days.
That's right.
And a lot of young people who see it, they say they never realized, they never imagined that carnival was like that or mass could be like that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, to understand the roots of what we experience today, and see how it has transitioned from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yes.
But of course, how it progressed as well because of these stalwarts.
Right. And many people, I mean, Minshall says sometimes that Paradise Lost had a lot of the initial sort of ideas or thing that he later developed in his bigger bands later on when he produced his own bands.
So what was it like gathering this information for you? What type of research did you have to do?
Well, very little really, because George had done it all.
Right.
No, it was Ray Funk had launched a book on Stephen Leung's bands back in, I think, 2013. And that's where he showed a lot of George's films. And Minshall happened to be in the audience also. He was called on to commentate during the showing of the Paradise Lost film because there's no audio in those days. 1976, and it was shot on film, not on video. So when I saw that, I said this film had to be made for a new generation. It was just so extraordinary. We never knew, as I said, that this film existed. And so talking to Minshall, and Minshall provides all the research, really.
So how was it like working with Peter Minshall?
Extraordinary. I mean, I have shot his bands over the years, every year more or less, band on stage and on the street. And I've interviewed him many times, but I've never worked with I've never worked with him on a project. And so this first time we really worked
as a team.
As a team.
So to say.
And that was just fabulous because Minshall has such an insightful mind. He's so perceptive. When he sees things, he immediately gets it. And he was able to help. We worked very closely in many ways because I did not want to do anything that he didn't approve of because it's a personal film.
Of course.
And he was just at his storytelling best.
The way in which he puts across any idea is nothing less than poetry, I'd say. And it's something to look forward to.
No, you should see this film because it's just extraordinary. I've shown it in festivals and so on, and the audience cries and so on. It's absolutely incredible.
So it's one that jerks so much emotion.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. So we are really looking forward to showing that here, right here on TTT.
I'm looking forward to you showing it. It's the first time it's been shown in Trinidad on the air. It's been
It's
shown at
first time.
festivals, but not on air.
Right. So now the public can see
Yeah.
what the film is, consume it, and understand,
Yep.
you know, a little bit more about,
Yeah,
you know, the
it's only a half-hour
mass man
film,
himself.
so people will enjoy it very quickly, but they'll be sorry it's finished.
What would you say you would like to be the big takeaway from the film?
Viva la Masse. No, it's just an extraordinary picture of a person creating and what he created and where all his other masks came from.
Right.
So take away that Carnival is like, can be like that or was like that, and you could rediscover a lot of that. You know, get out of the beans and the bees and the bikinis
Right.
and put on some costume, put on some mass,
Some
mass.
mass.
Yes,
And what a wonderful way to conclude this. Play mass.
play mass. Yes.
I want to thank you so much for joining us this
No, a
morning.
pleasure.
Christopher
Thank you
Laird,
very much.
Producer of the film Paradise Lost that was previously shot, and about the life and times and the first band, the first design of Peter Minshall himself. Mass Man, legendary Mass Man. All right, so with that one, we're going to close off, and for now, we're going to take a short break and come right back with much more. Stay with us.
Trinidad is nice, Trinidad is a paradise.
Minshall, I have seen Adam in the Garden of Eden with the snake. I have seen the fallen angels. I have seen the burning lake. I have seen paradise. I have seen hell. And that was 40 years ago.